There is a secret to the spiritual journey which is not commonly spoken about. I discovered it many years ago when I was a serious lawyer. And it's really changed my experience of the spiritual journey. And of course, the spiritual journey has its ups and downs. It can be difficult at times. But there was a key thing that I discovered, that once I brought this into my life, everything on the spiritual journey just got easier and way more fun. And of course, as you can see from my demeanor, it's about laughing. And it's not something I hear talked about much on the spiritual path. But if you'd seen me 20 years ago, you would have seen me as a stressed out lawyer. I didn't laugh at all. I was super serious, and I was looking for spirituality. I'd already met in my early 20s, lucky enough to have met my first Indian enlightened guru master, Swami Satyananda, at the Satyananda ashram in Mangrove Mountain in Sydney. And I've forgotten what I was going to say. Totally forgotten. Oh, that's right. I was a stressed out, serious lawyer. Sorry about the coughing. If you'd seen me, I was a stressed out, serious lawyer. Then I didn't laugh much at all. And I was serious, and I was on the spiritual path. I love mantra. I love meditation. I did my yoga, did my meditation. I was very serious, very silent when I did my meditation. And if you fast forward then to one day when I was driving home from one of my court cases, and I was really fed up with being a lawyer, and you would have seen me in the car. Please, God, I said a prayer out loud. What do you want me to do? I'm so sick of being a lawyer. And so the answer that came into my head from the divine consciousness, from my higher self, from my guru, start a laughter club. I couldn't forget this message. I tried to forget it. It wasn't funny at the time. I tried to forget it, but I couldn't. So I researched what laughter clubs were. And if you'd seen me 10 years ago, you would have realized that I'd had so much fun starting laughter clubs, traveling around the world, teaching. And at the same time, my spiritual progress was much deeper and more profound because of the emotional balance that comes from laughing and laughter yoga. So 5 years ago, you would have seen, more about the business that I built as the laughter lawyer. That's why I'm called the laughter lawyer, because I was a lawyer and I started a laughter business. I used to joke to say, but it was true. I used to be a lawyer and now I get paid to laugh. It's a pretty good career change, right? And so what I noticed when I was doing my spiritual training was that my capacity to laugh and the laughter classes that I taught were the single most profound place of transformation. And there's a number of reasons for this. And on that journey that I've just described, as you go through that journey, and then, I discovered that spirituality is often seen as a serious pastime, that professionals like myself as a lawyer, I took myself very seriously. And, there's many serious moments in life. However, what I discovered when I really understood the benefits of laughter to your mental health, emotional health, and spiritual development, I realized that it was the single tool that every time something was going on that was difficult or tricky, my capacity to laugh was the single thing that changed everything. And that's why when I run my retreats in India, we're heading off there with a group in January, we will be laughing, we will be having fun, we will be enjoying the spiritual journey. And we'll see the funny side of things. The spiritual journey is hilarious. My teacher my teacher in India, Sri Shakti Narayani Amma, once said, people think the spiritual journey is serious, but it's the most fun you'll ever have in your life. It's not always easy to find the fun, though. You actually need to train your body, and you need to manage your ego, because your ego won't like you laughing, especially at nothing. Right now, if I start laughing, there's going to be many of you who's going to think, okay, she's a mad woman. But you know what? I'm okay with that. Because society says that if you're laughing at nothing, you maybe got to go to the loony bin. Like, how did that come about? If you're a baby and you're laughing, do people send the baby away and give it psychiatric care? I don't think so. But if you're an adult and you laugh, so something's a little bit strange in our society. And that's all okay. Society has its rules. You can, go along with those rules, or you can experiment with taking yourself a little bit outside them and see what happens. You can start to laugh and train your body to laugh. And the very first time I did laughter in a park in Melbourne, Williamstown, in 2006, when I first met Dr. Kataria, the founder of Laughter Yoga, I thought it was the most stupid thing I'd ever done. I couldn't wait to get out of there. All of my ego, all of my mind, my lawyer mind was saying, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? These people are mad. So I get it. I totally get it. But there was another part of me, luckily for me, that was saying, this is fun. I can play. I can be silly. I have permission to be silly. I have permission to laugh. I don't need to remember a joke. I don't need to find anything as funny. And so that's the secret of laughing for no reason and overcoming your ego. So have a practice, maybe when you're home alone. Lie down flat out on the bed, breathe into the belly. And as you're breathing, just start making the sounds of ho, ho, ha, ha, ho, ho, ha, ha, ho, ho, ha. Just let them get louder and faster. So laughing is simply the body combining breathing, sound, and laughter. Breathing, sound, laughter, movement. Moving the body. Usually the body moves when you're laughing. It's pretty hard to laugh and be extremely still. Ha 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 ha. You can't, right? It animates the body. It animates your life force. It's your creative energy. So try that. Lying down, it allows the body to relax. Shut the door if you don't want anyone to see you. And then practice breathing. Let the belly come in and out with the ho, ho, ha, ha, ho, ho, ha, ha, ho. It's very good for the lungs, clears the lungs. And so if you're curious about how to use laughter on your spiritual journey, come and hop into one of my 8-week breakthrough spiritual transformation programs. Come to India with me and find out what deep spiritual transformation is really like. Have some fun on the way. Sign up for some healings with me and practice some laughing. And let me know how you go. So let me know in the comments, and I'll also post the details of my retreat in India. If you, it's not too late to come and join the group if you're still curious about a beautiful spiritual temple in South India, meeting an enlightened master who will speak to you and he'll give you advice. And I've definitely witnessed some very funny moments. I remember I once asked a question when we were speaking to Shakti Amma, and we'd written questions on a list, and I'd written down the question, is it good for a devotee, a spiritual aspirant, to spend time in silence? And my teacher, Amma, read out the question, is it good for a devotee to spend time in silence? Not only is it good for the devotee, it's good for everyone. And then started laughing. And there are many, many funny moments that I've experienced in India and in Australia and everywhere I go. Laughing opens your heart, and an open heart is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself to be on a spiritual path. It connects you with your divine self, your higher self, and it connects you with other people. So next time we'll talk about how laughing helps your relationships. Have a beautiful day. And now I just need to figure out how to stop this. And now I just need to figure out how to stop this.
And now I just need to figure out how to stop this. And now I just need to figure out